Thank you, everyone. And today, my name is Oluwase, as introduced, and I'll be talking about Tech for Good, how to leverage digital innovations to tackle gender inequality. I particularly love Dr. Jennifer's exercise, and I'm going to speak to that at some point during my presentation. Thank you once more. This is my second time at the WISSA conference. So today I'll be talking about the power, starting with the power of technology. We all agree technology is at a very exciting period of our life. Who would have imagined about 50 years ago, even as short as 20 years ago, that we could have a hybrid conference like this, where you have some people physically seated in Johannesburg, and you have different people connecting from all over the world, enjoying an equally immersive experience, right? And so imagine 50 years from now, the kind of technology, the kind of transformation that technology would have on the way we work, we live, and we lead. Let's look at the emerging technologies that we have, like artificial intelligence and the various forms of artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, quantum computing. These are technologies that at some point in time, they seem so futuristic, but here and now, all of these technologies are impacting on the way we live, the way we work, and the way we connect. But more importantly, beyond all of this, technology is solving some of the world's most pressing challenges. And particularly of note today is how we can leverage technology to break that gender inequality that we all know has been so pervasive, particularly in Africa. So today I'll be talking about why is it important that we must leverage technology to break this gap, and more importantly, how can each and every one of us leverage technology to make this happen? We all know that gender inequality is one of the biggest and most pervasive challenges in Africa. We have all the statistics, from the World Bank saying 52 million girls are out of school, to women being 20% less likely to have a bank account, to the $42 billion financing gap that faces African women. Yeah, despite all the progress that we've made, and sorry, Dr. Adiola, the progress has not been slow, right? We have made significant progress, right? But despite all of this, there's this digital divide that exists and which limits the pace at which we're able to close this gender inequality. So it is important for every one of us, whether you are a tech cis or a tech bro, whether you know how to code or you do not know how to code, we all have access to technology, and we can all leverage technology to break the digital divide, because addressing this digital divide is essential for driving inclusive growth in the development of Africa and in building the Africa that we want. Now, I'd like to start with a personal story, right? And this is the story of how PWN was formed. Now, as a young girl, I've always wondered why indigenous businesses, especially the ones owned by women, right, they do not scale as fast as other businesses, especially the foreign ones. And I'll give a classical example. This is Yum Yum Superstores. This is one supermarket that has served so many generations of students from the University of Lagos, where I had my undergraduate degree. But yes, in 24 years, Yum Yum has just been able to open 3 stores in just that one state of Lagos State in Nigeria in the last 24 years. However, we have another organization, Ati Group, they started with Park and Shop, now they are known as SPAR. And in this same period of 24 years, they've been able to open 12 stores, and not just any stores. They've been able to open mega stores, 12 mega stores in 4 states in Nigeria. So the question is, and I asked myself severally, why do local female-led businesses struggle to scale? I actually did my research on this and actually went to school to do some research study on this, and this led to the birth of PWN. PWN is an edtech social enterprise that seeks to empower African women with the competence, the confidence, and the connections that they need to lead and succeed in business and in careers. We started with the Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program on the 1st of January 2020, right? And a lot of people asked me, did you know there was going to be COVID? Because we started as a virtual online program because of so many reasons, right? And in 4 years, this is our flagship program, the Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program. So as Dr. Jennifer said, if there's anything that is limiting you from starting that business today, please contact us at PayWin. And there is definitely a program. Most all our entrepreneurship programs are offered at no cost. So there is definitely a program that will help you, and you have a network of entrepreneurs across Africa. Imagine having a network of over 3,000 entrepreneurs to help and to support you. And when we did our impact report in the past 3 years, we realized that 90% of our participants have improved their current products or services or launched new ones. 48% of them have increased their revenues within a span of 1 year. 98% have improved their business management skills. 94% have changed their business models, because that's one thing we always emphasize, how to change your business models leveraging technology. And 70% of them have identified other women they can collaborate with. Now, all of this is made possible leveraging technology, right? Whilst we have thousands of women who are success stories of PayWin, there's one that I'd like to share with you today. We have Ginika Egwonu, who's based in South Africa, actually. And she joined us as a building and construction leader. And today, and just within 18 months from when she joined us, she's launched a successful fintech there in South Africa, helping women, transforming the way women and Africans generally transfer money. And so now today, she has a fledgling startup, all thanks to the Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program. And over the years, we've launched other different programs to help women just build profitable businesses, but not only building profitable businesses, but to also break the gender gap in the boardrooms and in the C-suites. And so let me take you back so many years ago. And so in 1998, I've always been interested in tech. I've always wanted, to be a tech sis, as we say. And so it had always been my desire, right, to study a degree in technology. And so fortune smiled on me sometime in 1998 when I got a full tuition scholarship to study a tech degree in a great university in the United States of America. I was excited. I was super elated. But guess what? I missed that opportunity. Why? Because we could not put together or raise the funds that was needed for a flight ticket from Nigeria then, Lagos, Nigeria then, where I was based, to the United States. And just because of a flight ticket, I missed an opportunity of a lifetime. Now, this happened in 1998. And in 2021, I set up a Women in Tech initiative, which is saying that no woman, no African woman would ever, because of funds, miss opportunities to start a career in tech. And so we started this Women in Tech initiative, which was geared towards empowering 100 women every year to start a career in tech. And now what started as just a humble goal of 100 women a year, today we do 1,000 young Africans annually, where we help them to transit to start a career in tech. Now, this is gender agnostic. It has become gender agnostic over the years. But guess what? In the past 3 years, we've given over 3,000 young African scholarships. And beyond scholarships, we've also connected them with mentors and leading organizations like Netflix, Amazon, Google, AWS, Flutterwave, all the big tech companies. We have mentors who help them and who guide them as they journey into starting a career in tech. And yes, we have over 3,000 beneficiaries, but yet I want to share a case study, because it's not, the story is not in the numbers, it's in the impact that we make on each individual life. And this is Nihal from Libya. Nihal joined us as a final year student from the University of Benghazi, and then she joined the Tech Up Africa Mentoring Program. In just 18 months from when she joined till now, Nihal has gone through the 12-month program, and right now works remotely as a UI UX designer for a US-based organization in Boston. And all of this she's been able to do without leaving her home in Benghazi, Libya, all because of technology. You would agree with me that each and every one of us can leverage this technology. I missed the opportunity to become a tech sis or to be able to code, but despite that, I'm able to leverage technology for the greater good and to bridge gender inequality in entrepreneurship, in boardroom, and in the C-suite. So the question is, what's stopping you? We have over 200 people, I'm told, connected, both in person and online. What's stopping you? So my vision is an Africa where every African woman can break barriers, transcend borders, and lead in a digital world that truly reflects a diverse and a vibrant continent. If we want to build the Africa we want in 2063, the future lies in our hands. Let's build it together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the good work you're doing. And I hope we'll have 1 million women like you, and the impact will have been times 1 million. So thank you. And we hope when we host this next year, you travel back, you travel here to join us, so that we'll also engage with you, and people will be able to speak with you one-on-one. So thank you so much. As we conclude this session, can you please join me to clap for our speakers? Oh, you said questions. Oh, sorry. I remember now that there should be about 2, 3, or 4 questions. But please, we said questions, not stories, not presentations. Just go straight to the questions so that they can answer as well. Thank you. Any question in the room? You can just speak to the person you want to direct, or if you want all of them to also respond, that's fine. And if you want to engage with them, 2 of them are here with us. You can engage with them even after, during coffee. Okay, Dr. Abe.
Thank you so much for this energetic session. But my question to Dr. Karina, right? You led me to reflect, and I see from your bio it's beyond academia. But I'm still thinking about your questions about, yes, beyond academia, but what about the structural system of economy? So if I left academia and would like to start my business and live with $1, I don't think so, still working, not only due to fear, but I have a system is working around me. So it's how do you think as academia, because building on your motivation of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we ask so that we can just take it.
Yeah, we'll take a round.
One round, and we ask them to respond to that.
Thank you very much. This is for Mrs. Kehinde-Peters. Thank you for giving us an insight into all the projects you have been working on and all the success stories. My question is, how have you engaged government? Has government been involved in some way or manner? And I say this because we find that we've talked about political will, the lack of political will, the presence of corruption, red tape, and all those challenges with government. And I think sometimes we need to acknowledge these and work around them. Have you worked around these successfully, or have you engaged government in any way, and what has been the outcome?
Thank you, Prof. And there's someone there.
Good morning, everyone. My question is directed to Ms. Zakon. Thank you for the insight on how corruption is apparently affecting women, and it was great. I was like dog there, thinking that you're going to expose the role of women in corruption. But I want to ask some sense of agency question to say we also need to acknowledge that these men that are committing corruption, they are not living in isolation. They are married to women. They are fathers to women. So what is the role of agents when it comes to women to combating corruption? Thank you.
Okay, thanks for asking that. Maybe household agency starts from the home. Maybe that's how to say it. I think that should be all. Or if I can just take one last question so that we allow our three speakers to respond. Okay, thank you. So we can start with anyone, but please also keep your remarks short.
So,
Thank you.
with starting a business with $1 in your pocket, let me ask you a question. Do you cook? Could you not take pictures and create a cookbook? All these online portals and stuff, there are things you can do. It doesn't have to be go out and have all these products or go out and do this. You can literally create things online and gain money from doing those. Does that make sense? Yeah.
So Abia, you can resign your job with us and, and go into business.
Go into business and
Yeah. Thank you. Ms. Akuna, okay.
Thank you so much for that. I started somewhere in my presentation, I spoke about the two categories that women have historically been placed at, and I didn't really go deep into them. I just touched on them and I said it's either victim or beneficiary, right? And really it's because women have been victims and beneficiary, and it is an empirical fact. If you go into just say gender or corruption in women, you will know, specifically in Africa, you will know that women suffer more from corruption than men, and it starts obviously with the issues of power. You cannot have a conversation when you're talking about the women and corruption without addressing the issue of power. And we know that where power lies, that's where obviously the abuse of power, again, if it's in the wrong hands, it will fester. But really, to say that women should be at the forefront of the anti-corruption agenda, we are not saying that women alone will fix the problem of anti-corruption in our continent. But what we are saying is that they cannot be left behind if we are to solve the problem of corruption and to solve it holistically. Again, I spoke about how women, it's almost like there's a double harm because you pay a bribe in kind, you pay a bribe in money. And, we currently have a documentary that's out right now, which is called Rising Voices, Unmasking Sexual Corruption in the South African context. But we do work throughout the continent, and in different parts of the continent, corruption looks differently for women. In different settings, right? In South Africa, it's women when a woman is looking for jobs and promotions, and you can correlate that with the unemployment rate in South Africa. In Nigeria, it's women in universities being sexually exploited for grades. So there's in Tanzania, it's also, again, women being sexually exploited for grades at schools by professors and teachers. So those are the kind of ways in which, we are sort of making sure that first and foremost, we're raising awareness on these, on how corruption impacts women. But again, we are saying women cannot be left behind. Corruption has historically been a man's problem to solve. So men, and then they're again responsible for solving the problem, right? So we are saying that diversity, I think Jennifer was here yesterday, she spoke from the UNODC, she spoke about how diversity is a critical factor because corruption thrives in collusive networks. And when you bring in diversity, when you bring in women into the picture, then there starts to be that, you loosen up those collusive networks that sort of make corruption to thrive. So yeah,
yes,
sorry.
Thank you. I was about shouting. Thanks. Let's come back to our online keynote speaker. And somebody was asking, what is the place of government? Are they your partners? Maybe you want to just respond to that. Thank you.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Dr. Adiola. And before I respond to that, to the lady who said she doesn't know where to start, please just contact us at PWN, right? We'll help you. And I'm also offering you a 30-minute one-on-one consultation to help you start off. And you can do all of this without resigning your job, right? So thank you so much. All right, now to the question. No, we have not engaged government directly in any way, and there are reasons for that. We like to focus on a circle of control rather than focus on a circle of influence. There's so much that we can do, right? Because the challenge with engaging government is we have beneficiaries from over 39 countries in Africa, right? Where do we want to start from but we are open to engaging government because we realize that we can scale our impact by engaging government. So we are open. If there are government representatives here, we are open. There's so many things that we can do, but right now, no. Although the government of Nigeria has recognized our efforts, in 2023, we're recognized as the only non-financial institution that is driving financial inclusion for women in Nigeria. So yes, they're recognizing us, and yes, we are open to collaborating with governments if we have representatives here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that is it. We are pressed for time. But if there are other questions, you can direct it to them when they're taking coffee. And we can contact her through email. You can contact Professor Tino. She will link you up and we can continue the engagement. Thank you. And I think my job is over.